me have your badge number too at the same time.
So we're out with him about halfway up by.
And I want to press charges too.
I thought you weren't involved in anything.
I want to press charges on you for stopping me, harassing me. What's your name?
33 Robert 21, clear for 1 by number.
So what am I being detained for?
For an investigation into an active physical fight.
Who got into a physical fight?
Someone called 911. It's an
Who?
investigative detention. What someone describes a gentleman in a white shirt with a cross around his neck.
Any questions can be referred to an attorney. I don't have nothing to say.
I didn't ask you any questions, did I?
Well, I'm not asking you any fucking questions, asshole.
You did. You asked me for my name and my badge number and why you were being detained. That's what I was explaining.
Well, didn't you ask for my ID? I asked you for the same thing for you.
Yeah, and I gave it to you. Did I not? I said my last name was
real
McKenna
familiar,
and my
dude.
name.
You look real familiar, man.
Okay.
You look real familiar.
You asked for my name and my badge number, did you not?
All we're trying to do is figure out what's going on. Someone called in that there was an altercation. You matched the description. We're just trying to talk to you, trying to figure out your side of the story.
I didn't do nothing. How would I go about having my dad 5150'd? How would you go about having somebody 5150'd? Somebody who's a danger to themselves in society. How would you go about having somebody 5150'd? Somebody who's needed it for a long time.
Try talking to them.
What if they've forced somebody else who actually wasn't 5150 multiple times into that situation when it was in fact the other way around? Somebody who, regardless of whether they're sober or not, is batshit fucking insane. Like my dad.
I don't know the situations or anything involved in that kind of situation.
Huh? Or allegedly like my dad.
When officers arrive to the scene, they do an investigation.
But you guys, I mean, this guy's using you like a fucking tool.
Oh, he didn't, as far as I know, he didn't call an independent person.
Saying what?
911 said that two people were in a physical fight.
That never happened.
You asked me a question.
I didn't ask you anything. I was talking to him.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, I was talking to this guy. So this guy, excuse me, sir. So could we finish talking about what we were talking about? What would be the requirements to having somebody who's using the police like a tool, erroneously calling you guys constantly, and is batshit fucking insane, who's driven everybody around him fucking nuts. I mean, just ruined everybody around him with his fucking insane fucking anger and accusing everybody else of being crazy. How does that work?
Says somebody's trying to say something about 50-50.
Yeah, how would somebody go about 50?
Who's making delegation?
No, I'm asking you. How does that work? How does that process work? What are the requirements to basically say that without due process, say that, hey, this guy is a danger to himself and society. We're going to throw him in a mental institution where he doesn't have rights to a lawyer. He doesn't have any rights whatsoever. How would you go about and what if, is it possible that somebody who's insane themselves could possibly put somebody else who is sane into that situation? Who's, if you can't have a lawyer speak for you, you're just, if somebody's robbed of their due process, jail's bad enough, but it's like, with the mental institutions, now you've got people that are batshit fucking insane, excuse my language, that are throwing other people who actually are, exponentially more sane than they are into this horrible process. And you guys are put in the middle of it.
Do we want to do an infield?
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the politeness, man.
Live in Davis?
Not anymore. I was living in San Francisco, but it's hard to live with somebody who's a danger to themselves and society and is constantly pointing the finger at other people. Allegedly.
Boy 10, boy 11. Sorry, one more question. Is that M. Mary 594 or Frank 594? Yeah, go ahead. Tell her boy 3's coming up to you. Boy 3, boy 10. You and 11 just want to find out what we have, and then we'll go up there and grab statements once we determine it, and we'll take primary training.
So basically, anybody can make any allegation they want, and you guys, it's in your hands whether or not who's right. What, basically, two different people can say two different things, and you could completely disregard one person and just go with somebody who you might not know if they're batshit fucking insane, you know, excuse my language, and
Right.
they can make any allegations they want, and it's in your hands. Like, you get to play God basically and decide who's right, who's wrong, what happened, throw somebody in jail, and if they can't afford to bail out, then they're just fucked.
I mean, if it doesn't go the other route, either way, we're gonna have to pick up after. So we'll do the eval right now. Don't worry. I'm sorry, sir. Everyone was talking in my ear. So what was your question one more time for me?
I'm saying, how can you, like in a situation like this, you can have some random person or anybody just make allegations about somebody, and then you just decide, hey, I feel like this person's telling the truth, and I'm going to throw this other person into a man-made hell, and if they can't afford to pay bail or ransom, and, you know, afford a good lawyer, then they're screwed.
What happens is, to answer your question, what happens is two people, right? If two people get into an altercation and someone calls 911, we have to respond and investigate it. We have to talk to the reporting party, the possible suspect or the possible victim, and then the other person, the other possible suspect or possible victim. And then we have to go on statements made by independent witnesses along with the reporting party and any other persons involved to be able to conduct a thorough investigation.
But who makes the ultimate decision about who gets arrested and who doesn't?
Out on the scene, it would be the police department, and then we write a report about what happens, and then that report gets sent to the district attorney's office, who again review the case to see if they meet that the crimes that are being alleged meet the criteria, and then they'll decide whether or not to file charges or not.
Well, I would say, how many people do you just randomly trust? Like, just walking around, would you just randomly trust random people on the streets, and like they could tell you anything, and you'll say, hey, you know what? I feel like this guy's telling me the truth. Fuck these other people across the street.
That's why we do a thorough investigation. That's all part of our job. So let me ask you a couple questions really quick while we're talking. Do you feel like hurting yourself at all?
I never feel like hurting myself.
Okay. Do you feel like hurting anyone else today?
I do not.
Okay. Or do you have any type of medical issues or any type of mental health issues?
I do not.
Where you take medication or anything like that?
I do not.
Are you under the care of a doctor or a therapist?
No.
No? Okay. All right, so temperature. So do me a favor, I need you to put the phone down, please.
Why?
Because my partner is going to be placing you in handcuffs. So I need you to put the phone down.